awkward because you're forced into this awkward support duo. Right?
And if I'm Secret, like I actually think Alliance have to ban Lone Druid in this spot. Yeah, he's not a Necro 3 hero, but that's always been a very difficult hero for spots like this where you have two squishy backline supports. Like the bear's just gonna run at you, and if you can't get through the bear, these heroes can't. Then you can't touch Secret's heroes.
I guess the question for Secret is simply the bans might look towards the bigger offlaners that enable these type of heroes, so like the Tide and the Bristle, I think are good bans, unless you have an idea of how to counter maybe the Tide on turn, but still banning out the Bristle.
You can see a Dark Willow from Secret as a possibility, or even better, Furion. This is the OG special. When you see two squishy supports, we've seen this throughout the DPC. Pick a Furion. Your lanes are almost guaranteed. One of them, the Furion lane, is guaranteed to win.
It's a solid hero.
At least the line will get boots first, probably, so he'll be faster than Treants generally. And Caudle can blast him a little bit, but you're definitely right that it.
5 seconds remaining.
That being said, it's not that much of a flex pick for Team Secret, is it? It's normally Zai playing it.
Yeah, but you see both supports. I think it's fine in that spot.
Yeah, I think the key thing here is you can play the puck in middle 5, you can play the Furion. And I think depending on how the draft develops, they'll happily flex the heroes into what's best.
And the thing
we've seen them play it before, that's the key thing.
And unlike other teams, even if they play it, Secret really like the puck as a 5. So if this is an OG lineup, we're like, okay, that's Thompson's puck, and it's a no-teller set profit. You flip that here, because it's either Puppy or Nisha who will be on the puck. Likely Puppy, and again, because you see the supports, it doesn't really matter what core you pick. If it's landing with a Caudle, you're going to feel just fine as a profit against it.
I would like to say, though, and put a lot of emphasis on this, when we talk about Secret's draft and we praise certain aspects, it's simply because of the defensive nature that they install into their gameplay, that certain heroes do feel a lot stronger, or they have options to pick new heroes, because they're not often smoking early. They're not crossing that river and trying to really get strong map control. They're playing for strong laning setups and the ability just to have a slow entry into the game. And that alone, unlike other teams, like Alliance, for example, we praise them on their 4-minute rotation, breaking down that mid lane. And it's a product of being able to play out the start of the game, that laning phase. And if they don't have that, it's harder for them to play. And that's why I think often when we look at Secret's draft, we praise them a lot more just because their gameplay is so opposite of most of these teams in the DPC right now.
In other words, Secret good.
Well,
Secret patient.
I think that the allegories to chess are most defined. Like when you watch Secret play, they're picking opening lines that are understood, but they just do it in a way that is more solid than effectively everyone else in Dota. And they're good enough that they can take these minute advantage and positional changes to just kind of crush an endgame. Like that match against Alliance, was just.
But this Viper ban from Alliance is like, we don't want them to take away our tanky offlane hero. Yeah. And then Secret instantly pivots from like the Ricky ban into, oh wait, hold on guys, hold on. The Viper's in play.
And Bristle's probably going to be our next ban.
Yep.
And I like the Pango ban from Alliance. They did their scouting because when they've done this in the past, specifically with this puck opener, they've third-picked Pangolier because it gives this puck 5 a ton of value because now just a Coil and a Pango is absurdly strong in these mid-game team fights.
It's kind of interesting because Pango is also a hero that normally Zai would play. I guess it's everything is a little bit flex. What are you thinking, Purge? I see your frowns.
Yeah, everything is so flexible. It's hard to identify where Secret is going to go with their heroes, so it definitely makes it really hard, like you guys have been saying, to know where they're going to lane. Their matchups look solid right now. Troll is the carry that's been stabilizing them. So, makes sense to ban that as well. Basically, just a lot of lane strength heroes out of the second phase for Alliance. How are you doing, Lamp, sir?
Yeah, he's getting his steps for the day. He's thinking this series.
I know what they're going to do. It makes sense. It's beautiful. They're going to, you want to ban our break mechanic? Okay, we'll ban the 2 heroes that we need a break mechanic
for.
But
what if this is Alliance controlling the draft now? You ban out a Viper and Secret are forced to have to ban these 2, and then you pivot somewhere else.
They're understood lines. Like this is, I get to your point. Yes, it's good from both sides. Sure, Alliance are forcing this movement, but let's see how they capitalize on it.
Exactly.
Team pick.
And then
Earth Spirit coming out.
Now you have the Earth Spirit puck combination. Of course, it now aligns to me that I think puck most likely will be mid simply because of that combination alone.
This is stuff that Puppy is. This concept has been what Puppy's been working with since they won the Shanghai Major. Profit plus global mobility, high
5
reach,
seconds remaining.
lots of catch.
Okay, so in simple terms,
Capitalize on kills. That means towers.
poor positioning, damage to apply to that, and that +1 factor. Okay.
Yeah.
It works even better because Alliance's 2
Radiant
supports so
team
far are
pick.
really squishy. They're vulnerable to being dove, to being silenced,
Okay.
to being gone on. So
So Alliance,
it's perfect.
yeah, and they are able to deal with this Earth Spirit Puck combination because Void Spirit in the lane against Puck, you have the Quelling Blade, you're a melee hero, you do pretty well. And then in the early points, you don't care about Earth Spirit rotation. Of course, when Puck gets coil, that's when it gets a bit awkward.
I think it's
but
Puppy Puck though.
if it is the Puck mid, that is. That's what I'm saying about the Void Spirit. Now
5
maybe you
seconds
can put the
remaining.
Puck lower down because like we don't have that instant hard easy matchup where it's like coil into kill.
But you see it. So now Secret have this advantage where they don't feel like that matchup's too bad. They just take Puppy's hero here, and you save your last pick, or you just take a core that can be mid or safe. In this spot in the past, I think they have gone. They don't pick Kunkka 4th. Usually that would be 5th. I still think Lone Druid is excellent.
Yeah, I prefer to see a carry here. Okay, you go for DP.
Works too, yeah. Same concept though. It's still open. You still actually don't know for sure if it's a Puppy Puck or not.
Just to, create even more confusion, does Nisha play Earth Spirit mid?
Don't think so.
Okay.
I think maybe once or twice. It's not been like a
It's
prominent
possible.
hero.
Everything's possible. What is Dota anymore?
5 seconds remaining.
Silence is really good here as well.
Yep.
Very good hero that fits into their ambiguity while also giving good matchup.
Yeah, 3 heroes with the silence
I
already.
really want to see Mars though from Alliance. Because if it's Puck or Fury in 5, I think Mars will do well. With the Coddle, you now have a lot of spam on that lane. And I said it in the last series, but I feel like Alliance, they need a hero that when Secret try and go to an objective, they need to be able to command the fight
Yes.
and do something.
Yeah, I
And I thought,
That
like,
dude's banning someone now.
okay, they go for the rating.
I will. I should have seen the DP, but that is the best win rate or best matchup against Void Spirit, just in the lane and throughout the game, because you naturally invite aggression. That's how you like to play the game. You buy BKB, you buy Yols, you apply a lot of tower pressure early, and you have an advantage in the laning phase.
This is a good
Radiant
rating
team
pick from
ban.
Alliance in the fact that they needed someone to be that front line. A lot of Secret's damage comes within the ultimate chaining, and obviously Raven can tank that. I've seen it 1,000 times before now. My only fear for Alliance is simply the pacing of their early damage. They have some nice wave clear to some degree, but I'm not seeing them be able to smoke up early on.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe a finger kill, compared to like the Secret, where they do have a lot of more
5
skirmishing
seconds
desires,
remaining.
and they can also unlock Roshan and some of these towers. But yeah, again, I think if they have a strong offlaner that has good team fight and tower defense from S4, I think Alliance are in a good position to not obviously be walked over in 22
Yeah, the
minutes.
Mars. This so.
Oh, there's the Mars back. Oh,
Yeah, Mars would have been really good because it would have made it so easy for them to chain stun like 3 times in a row on anybody they went with.
Yep.
Between Void and Wraith King and Long. So yeah, damage, disable, some mix of that for their offlaner.
So what's left for S4?
Darkseer. They have a lot of melee cores.
That's
Doesn't
5
particularly counter the
seconds
enemy,
remaining.
but
most of his heroes are banned out at this point. This is the difficulty in the patch right now. When you leave your offlane to the last pick, I think it's so hard to pick with confidence because there's only 5 or 6 offlaners that have that real kind of defend our tower mentality. And other than that, it's a lot more kind of skirmishing fight. And right now, for Alliance's draft, they need the defense.
So they banned Slark. I can see the Matu Lone Druid in my mind's eye, and I just think to myself, damn, that mid game tempo. They're gonna run a bear in, pop all their spells, and represent so much more damage. The difficulty with the Alliance lineup right now is their lack of sustained DPS in fights until their Wraith King is able to actually
5 seconds
be their
remaining.
single core.
what are they going to bat Rider mid on Alliance and do offlane Void? Is that what the Slark is
Oh,
telling us?
that
be an
could be
option,
sick.
yeah.
I think you ban Bat if you're Secret. That's a really good point.
Dire team pick.
Yep.
Nice, good call.
Yeah, that's really nice, Kev, because that's like that would shift the dynamic, right? The balance of power now. Suddenly Secret can't draft for themselves. They have to address the Bat. And that's a really cool move. I think Alliance banning the Slark may telegraph it a bit, but you can't pick Bat with Slark available.
For Alliance, it's like Viper or Brew are the only 2 that really come to mind. Viper's already banned out, so I
5
think
seconds
Brewmaster maybe.
remaining.
Like you can't deal with the fight, but at least just take away one hero and then take the fight once the Wraith King's ready. But it's a real
I like
difficult
a
position
Brew,
right now
but
for for Alliance.
You have limited stuns. Like
Yeah.
Lion is lockdown, Void Spirit is catch, sure,
Well, okay,
but it's just hard to play fast.
there's no Pangolier, there's no Mars, there's no Bristleback, there's no Timber.
Clock?
Radiant team pick.
Tide.
Okay. Tide's still there. I don't mind that. Of course, it stands in front of towers. It does great there. I'm
Yeah.
just scared of the damage because outside of Illuminate, Lion Finger, a couple Astral Steps, that's about it for your early damage. It's like
Yep.
a bit worrisome.
I mean, Gush is pretty good. It's like minus
True.
4 armor
That is
level
true.
in Gush, so that plus Void Spirit
5
and Wraith King
seconds
could
remaining.
get some kills on like DP pre plate mills. But
What is about to? I mean, Jug, Lifestealer, pretty simple options, like good matchups. The innate BKB is quite nice. I think Lone Druid's less likely against Tide, but still very possible. I just really want to see Matu play it. I think it's real underrated. Oh my God, we got Ursa. Jesus.
I was actually thinking the Ursa and I didn't want to say it. Oh, but
It's
yes,
like,
it's nice.
yeah, you benefit from the pace your team can play with.
Yeah.
Tide is now just like, oh God, not this. Man, the status resist innate against all this lockdown.
I think the key difference though is for Alliance, they have a way to awkwardly defend towers and prolong the game. And then we have seen Wraith Kings where once they get over that hurdle of early aggression, they can tank up some key damage.
Whoa.
What's the way? Is there
It's
anything
a
different?
Prophet Puppy and a
Okay.
Zai Puck.
Wow. We don't often get to see the off-lane puck because it doesn't apply as much pressure to the save lane. So normally teams have been shifting away from that. But be interesting to see how
Well,
that works out this time.
When you're against Wraith King Coddle, though, Puck in theory can actually be
You can dodge
stuck.
everything, right? You dodge
He's
the stun.
safer than a Furion would be in the lane, and it allows the App Store to play around middle or bottom.
Sure. Interesting stuff.
Interesting stuff. Final thoughts on the draft, Purge?
yeah, I agree with what you guys said. I think the only downside is then you have Prophet against a Tide, which isn't that amazing. But I guess you can punish the Lion, go for that instead, and Ursa should give them the oomph they need. So probably Secret, but I think Alliance has some okay laning setups.
All right. Thank you very much, Kyle.
Yeah, look, Alliance have looked a lot better over this DPC. They've
They have.
steadily improving, but I swear, Secret is just right now ahead of the game. Like, they're just too damn good at a level that we haven't really seen often, if not ever, in our game. So I favor them here. I think they've got answers.
Yeah, I'm worried about the impact of the support duo. I think the core players have got very comfortable heroes for themselves, but I'm just skeptical of the support duo. And but either way, I think maybe Nico Baby Wraith King with time might be able to do something. But yeah, of course, Secret favored.
Need
Yeah.
some time, though.
Are they
Time.
gonna get that time for Nico Baby's Wraith King? We're gonna find out. Let's head over to OD Pixel and Fog for the second game of the series.
Yes, so what do you reckon, Fogged? Are we going to get a closer game here? Or are you worried once again for Alliance's well-being against what Secret's drafted?
Having some concerns as I'm seeing some limited team fight really coming out from Alliance. I'm worried if they don't have Ravage, they almost can never fight. A lot of these times when I've been seeing the Wraith Kings, they don't join the game. They literally don't play Dota until they have that Radiance online. I think maybe with the Coddle, they can change that up a little bit with recalls and whatnot, but I'm very worried on just the spells in general. When I look at Secret's team fight, Death Prophet ulti, Puck ulti, Earth Spirit ulti, Nature's Prophet ulti, all these great damage instances, great for team fighting. Alliances is mostly pick off single target besides like Tide. It should be very hard for them to play besides having that Ravage. But it looks like they're going to maybe pose themselves as an aggro tri-lane themselves so they can get this good matchup for S4 so we can avoid this Ursa, which I think is a pretty good approach. As long as they can protect S4's game, then I'm feeling a little bit better for Alliance.
I mean, and that Ursa as well, how highly do you rate that
Just enough time to
finishing
make a
pick
cup
here
of tea.
from Secret? Is it a pretty nice game for the Matu there?
Yeah, it looks great. Long duration team fights, they thrive. I feel like Alliance, they have to have this big explosive connection at the instant start of these fights. Otherwise, the fights look really difficult. Wraith King versus the Death Prop, Exorcism, you pop your Reincarnate, Exorcism still gonna keep going and hitting you. It really does feel quite an uphill battle for Alliance. As both of their supports don't really bring too much team fight in general. They have to be just playing around their cores pretty much exclusively this game.
See if Alliance are able to give it a better shot here in game 2. So
Yeah, let's see.
as long as S4 doesn't have a sort of rougher beginning and is able to contribute, then I think already we're going to be a step towards having a bit of a closer game than game 1 was.
He is in the tough lane, though. He's going to be playing versus that Ursa. At least it's a Puppy Nature's Prophet, which maybe would be a little bit better because it's, he can actually deal with the harassment from the trains and whatnot as a Tide. in comparison to the Puck, where I feel like Puck actually threatens a little bit more versus the Timer, but this is just the approach that Secret wanted to take. As Puppy probably feels like he can zone out the... He can probably zone the support as Nature's Prophet while the Ursa zones out the Tide, but Puppy actually might just get gone on from the Gush.
He's TP himself. He doesn't go back to base, just stick in the lane instead behind the tower. Aggression from Alliance to weaken him up here at the start of the lane. And then sort of up top as the panel's talking about, you know, seeing Zai play the Puck back on the off lane. You know, Roll, we do see it in sometimes, but not really too frequently nowadays as compared to traditional mid position.
Yeah.
Is it like what's some of the reasoning for this game? Is this a game where Zai will be able to perform with this hero from the off lane?
So the thing that I'm seeing is why they transitioned is not only because the Puck is versus that Lion, so we see, you know, the priority shifted a bit, but I see in this game he can actually force the lane in. He can force this wave in versus a Coddle and versus a Wraith King, and Puck actually harasses really well. His damage is actually quite high versus a low base armor hero like the Wraith King, and I feel like those are probably the big reasons, and he can just dodge the spells. You know, dodge the stun, dodge the illuminate if it does come. Yapstor is just chasing FNG. We see Yapstor starting with boots, so he can keep up in speed versus the Coddle who does not have boots. He's got a Matu's actually struggling a little bit bottom.
Yep,
The Gush,
he nearly died.
Quite hurting him.
He very nearly died there earlier when they were diving under the tower. So, definitely, you know, already sort of a better ability for Alliance to perform with these two heroes down here. So the S4 is not getting zoned out completely, as you know, so far S4 is trading farm very nicely with these two.
And that's huge. That's the most important thing I feel for this game, is just making sure S4 gets off the bat with a decent start, not dying. Which, I mean, already as a Tidehunter winner like this versus an Ursa, you're feeling pretty damn good. Seeing the mid lane being a bit difficult for Limp just because of the nature of the matchup versus the Death Prophet, just range and constant harassment. You're getting forced, the wave is getting forced on you, better animation and damage on the Death Prophet. It's a tough lane for Limp to do better in than how he is doing already.
No, for sure, yeah. Anytime he tries to step up, he's going to take an unfavorable trade of damage. It's close to the bottle though, and we'll see him being able to play a bit more aggressive with the nukes to secure that CS.
Yeah, he's not at risk of dying by any means. He just can't actually last hit as well as the Death Prophet by any means. We're seeing Nico Baby still getting a solid amount of farm. He's getting harassed a lot. No regen left on this top lane for Alliance.
On bottom.
Them are down to their last tank. Bottom. Ooh. Close.
I mean, they're really doing a good job here, S4 and Hanskin, of really keeping Matu on his toes, making him go for a lot of regen down bottom.
Might be able to get Puppy here, but no, he's got the stick charges. He's able to set, and the train harasses too much. They're really shutting down Matu. He just has literally zero regen. Yeah, he's got the courier coming out with boots, and Puppy's probably going to bring him a salve. But yeah, he's very limited down here. Maybe with boots they commit for the kill to try to fix up this lane a little bit. Gonna prep the first overpower, as they do know Lion is moving from the lane. So S4 does have to be a bit cautious at the moment. A nice rune check coming out from Hanskin. And he does have the bottle from S4 that he had taken. It's going to be brought down bottom. And S4 does survive that aggressive move that they tried to take advantage.
Yeah, as you said, bottle in the south. He's going to be fine. Be able to keep it in that lane and stop Matu from getting this free fight.
The tree and broke his salve and his bottle.
Oh,
does lose a bit of the
little unfortunate, but top lane. Get the setup on a Yapsor, but quite catching him in the Illuminate Blast. Seeing top lane, the farm, FNG, wow, finally able to break the piece that we've had here, Yapsor. Let's get FNG. I mean, we've seen the sort of two of them playing around with each other, both, you know, with FNG particularly on very low HP, so able to punish him this time.
Yapsor just, I think for the last 5 minutes, he just played around the pole. He just prevented the pole from even being available to spawn and just sitting on FNG, just watching if the Illuminates come out. And with that ward too, they're able to see that. The ward does now finally get taken out, but it did its damage already. At least FNG gets the gold.
Denied.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, we'll see.
Exorcism in mid. Nisha. Pops the glyph also to keep the wave alive. With his catapult coming in, he's able to apply this pressure. Limp's still not quite 6, so he can't actually do anything to this. And Lion is going to start making his way over, but Coddle, the hero that doesn't rotate nearly as well, doesn't have a TP available either to try to help out this push. Now Yapstar is going to make the connection over, maybe tank a hit or 2 from the tower, keep that catapult alive. Venetia.
A stun, but it's just now Limp's hit the 6.
Limp is 6.
He's hit the 6. He's able to get in and burst him.
Very nice.
And now over towards Yapstar as well. Yapstar does have a roll available. But Limp's got a remnant. Yapstar's going to get dragged back into the Illuminate. Not actually able to find the opportunity to roll out. I guess he felt that if he did go for the roll, the remnant would always have the time to be set out and stop him. So couldn't escape. Down bottom, Secret are at least able to make the most of S4 being on his own. And we'll get the pick off. But so some strong hold there from Alliance, coming in and punishing that first exorcism. And I guess he didn't quite expect to be caught by the stun of Hanskin coming from the trees there. He was rather far up, Nisha.
Nisha, again, he's getting set up on.
I mean, and he's very, very dead. 2 times in a row. Big moves from Alliance around mid. Really shaking up Nisha's early game with those 2 back-to-back deaths.
I don't think he expected Hanskin or the Coddle in either one of those situations. Really good stuff coming out from Limp and the boys. His bottom, S4. Getting body blocked a lot. Fury swipes. They're heading up.
And he's going to go down. Matsu. Can FNG get this? He's going to have to blast him. He's going to be able to find it. FNG cleans up. Gets the trade. As Matsu also losing his courier there under the tower. So that's going to be that was actually his completed treads out of the game for a minute as well.
Good stuff from Alliance quickly in these first 7 minutes. Just nice rotations from the supports. They're breaking the lanes, and it seems to be catching Secret off guard nicely. As Nico Baby, he has started to just fully free farm top, so they know that they can break the lanes like this.
Let's get himself that armlet straight up. I mean, having the armlet as soon as he can in this game against these heroes like the offlane puck means that he's very hard to burst down. If he plays it smartly, this puck's never going to be in a position to really threaten Wraith King at all with this quick armlet.
Yeah, I've been pretty close to debating between these 2 items where I'm seeing these safe leaders on Wraith King. They rush either the Helm of Iron Will or the Chainmail. I think I'm liking the Helm of Iron Will a little bit more a lot of these times. Sure, it's a lot more gold you have to wait for, but you're going to get it at some point anyway in the Wraith King. And I love Iron Will.
Oh, and hang on, Nisha. They're able to get the jump on him. Have they quite got the burst into the Hex? Yet Zai is here to help out. This time around, they won't be able to burst Nisha down. As now Nisha's trying to turn with the help of Yapsor. Chasing over towards Limp. Poppy comes in as well, Limp. Has he got any further way to get out of this? He hasn't. As this time around, Secret make sure they bring in the backup and punish Alliance for trying to get aggressive onto Nisha.
Matsu bottom. Oh, now getting moved on.
He has got the ult.
Okay. Forced a lot of rotations, though. Even though Limp does die, a lot of moves coming out from Secret to try to bail him out of that situation.
Radiant's top tower.
They do get the kill, but we do see the Wraith King get all the space in the world to farm. We see FNG continue to start stacking. And good stuff from Alliance in these first few moments. Puppy's still level 6 somehow at a very early point on the Nature's Prophet. He's being a little greedy for himself. So they do have to factor in the Wrath of Nature in these next few moments when they do go for any of these plays. And yeah, FNG stacking, Lion also stacking. Alliance just looking to maximize as best as they can because they have the Wraith King. So they know Wraith King, he's going to have to sit in the jungle at some time to be able to catch back up and just get that good timing on the rating.
And I feel like he's going to be pretty safe. I mean, I'm still looking at the lineup for Secret, and it feels hard to sort of find the tools, the collection of heroes that's going to be able to make a move on this Wraith King and secure killing him twice, really, right? Nico Baby's going to have quite a big window of this game where I don't think he's going to be too scared of anything running at him.
The only thing he has to really worry about is just the exorcism, because that's the thing that will kill him on the reincarnate immediately. So I think Nisha's next rotation has to be pretty important for Secret to slow down Alliance right now, because Alliance are in a really good spot. So Nisha, he's going to TP top to start to threaten up there, and this has to be red here. Alliance has to be very careful. I mean, you have a ward that will spot it, but
are you fighting this, or are you getting you getting Nico Baby out of here and somewhere else on the map?
You can fight this if S4 wants to. That's really up to him if he wants to, and I think they absolutely can with this Wraith King having an armlet already. I think they should take this fight.
I mean, Secret themselves being very tentative at how hard they sort of push for action up there, as already they're starting to break it back up. Nisha's coming back over towards mid. They don't feel that the opportunity was there to go for it, or as you say, they were aware that Alliance would be happy to turn up and try and turn things around. There's only Zai and Puppy sticking up here for now, and Alliance, they're on their way up here.
Yeah, I think Secret's going to play a little bit more defensively because of how this early game went. They probably wanted to do better in the lanes, and they know the Alliance did really well, so S4 is in a good spot to defend and go for all those towers. And then these are where the supports can actually swing and play around those cores on skin with the finger at the ready. Also an Arcane Rune on Limb, so they can get aggro onto Nisha.
He's going to get the jump in. Oh, off the mark, though, with the step and the Remnant. Neither connecting onto Nisha, so Limb's got to get out. That's no, that Nature's Wrath, that hurts. Yeah, he'll be okay. Not quite able to get the jump that he needed to make the magic happen. They're down bottom. Matu sees an opportunity. He's on to S4 getting blocked off. He's actually going to pop the Ravage here. And it might just save him. Treants are out, and S4 he is going to be able to get away there.
Bad dudes, middle
no
tower,
Ravage to defend their towers when the push does come from Secret, but at least gets himself to survive. As FNG recalls mid, they wanted to try to catch Zai with the Hex, but not quite in range.
11.5 minutes in 4-4, less than 1k in. So this is certainly the sort of game you hope to see from two teams very much at the top of the league.
Yeah, and they're in really good position for Alliance to just get all these farms too, because it is hard for Secret to invade. They haven't gotten this mid tower, they haven't gotten the top tower either. Last game, they had all 3 towers already taken super early on. This time, Alliance has really capitalized on defending them and doing it without actually having S4 park themselves. You know, the fact that they have this coddle to deep push as well is really working out for them at the moment. To just keep the Wraith King chilling, getting his farm, and then they'll actually be able to play the 5v5. So that's always the concern I have with these Wraith King picks is you're playing 4v5 for the majority, but they're getting away with it. Nico Baby's getting all the space.
No, he really is. He's having no complaints this game. It's a very happy place for Nico Baby to be in right now.
Yeah, Secret, they're going for a very farm heavy items. Bots on Nisha, bots queued up from Zai, and a Battle Fury on Ursa. So all 3 cores have gone for the greediest choice they can. So that is probably going to put them in a bit of a weird position versus the Alliance, who are pretty ready to fight. They're pretty keen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how much Alliance do try and punish that. Because I guess, you know, Alliance themselves, we say, Nico Baby's going to be happy sitting back and farming that Radiance up, you know, pretty defensively over his half of the map. Not really looking to get involved unless he really needs to. So I guess sort of, yeah, down to the other 4 of Alliance, Limping and S4 in particular, to see what moves they can make into Secret at this time where, as you say, especially sort of Zai and Nisha, might not quite have the ability to save themselves against Alliance's moves as much as they want in this stage.
Their heroes do not benefit as much as from items from others. You know, just their innate toolkit is as strong as it can be. The Puck, Orb, Silence, Coil, same thing with Exorcism. You can't buff those up, just give yourself a little bit more survivability in particular. So there's that aspect for Secret where if these heroes don't get caught and taken advantage of because of their positioning, these items will work. Oh yeah, spells are still going to do the damage.
If they can get away with it. I mean, and you know, to be fair, with 30 minutes and only 4-4, there's not a huge amount of action going on.
Tower is under attack. Ding dong! Good dude's bottom just.
But Nico Baby's like, this is the dream for a Wraith King. You're able to go bottom. You're level 11. You've been given the absolute most freedom in the game. You're able to dictate the pace right now as Alliance, even though you don't really have as overwhelming team fight as Secret does. You just have your Ravage. They're able to actually pose a threat as Puppy.
They're ready to make the jump. Limp, he's coming in, and he's caught him. Easy catch onto Puppy as he tries to soak up some action underneath the tower. It's going to push S4 very close to having that blink done, 1700 towards Illidan Tide.
Okay, so he's going for the blink. I feel like he knows he can't get tanky enough to deal with Ursa anyway. If he gets coiled and Ursa gets on him, he's dead. So he needs to be the one to start the fight. So that's a pretty cool approach if he's able to get it at a good time.
No, for sure, and it's exactly what they need to try and play into the faces of these heroes that, you know, have gone for some of these items that will benefit the lack of action if there is some. So yeah, that blink's really going to allow Alliance to step it up and to just jump, you know, onto this bot's DP. Nisha, if he gets committed on with a Ravage into an Impale, he will die very easily to the members of Alliance, even when Nico Baby's not around. They'll have the damage with the other 4 by far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. See Puppy doing some very deep wards with this Nature's Prophet. It's always the great thing about having this hero as a support. You just free warding, free deep wards that will never get countered. They're very unexpected. He's able to watch us forward. He even blocks the camp, I believe, with the Sentry Ward too. So maybe that does get taken away, but
bounty.
Nice bit of a boost here for Alliance as well. We've getting 3 of those bounty runes.
Aetherland's finished up on the Lion now too. They're getting farm on everybody.
They
The
are.
stacks that these 2 supports did get on the map, they've gotten quite a good chunk of gold from them. 2k gold lead now for Alliance. They're benefiting more from this downtime.
Oh, and Anskin.
Zai.
There's the Aetherlands coming into play straight up. Hex in the finger, they burst down. Zai, he's still under the side. Matty, will jump in on the way forward. He pumps the Ravage, gets the 3 of them. There'll be a buyback from Zai. Matty trying to chase down S4, but Hanskin slowing Matty down with the mana drain. They'll lose Nico Baby the once. Another great stuff from Hanskin out to the lift, jumps back in. Gets the Revenant grab back onto Yapso. Yapso's gone.
Nico Baby,
he needs help. Is he going to get it? He isn't. The coil holds him in place. Alliance will lose their Wraith Kick.
And they got the big target. They got the Wraith Kick. Their Spirit dies, all ults used from Secret. The Ravage connects beautifully on everyone, but that's what we're saying is Secret's overall team fight, their heroes, just their ultimates when they get popped are a little bit stronger than what Alliance can close, even though they catch the puck. And also, of course, stop buying backups a little bit to finish off that kill on Nico Baby, but...
Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's go with the bots. TP out there's nothing to stop it. No way. See it again.
They got the tower too.
I mean, there's this straight up move. Zai, of course, did not prepare really for Hanskin to have that cast range with the Ether Lens as early as he did. As back in action at the top lane, Hanskin, he's ready to set up for more. They're in. Onto Puppey. He's out the side with the Glimmer. He's hiding. As Lip. He's looking
He
for
baited
it.
them. They thought he was in the Sprout. Now they'll find him.
They'll get him anyway. Or will they?
Oh,
No, he's got Glimmer
he's
back
gonna
up.
keep the Glimmer.
Yeah, they're scared
actually
now.
scared.
They think backup's gonna be coming on the way, and it is. Nisha's here.
It is.
I mean, Hanskin got out, but he got left behind. As Puppey with that Glimmer and the lack of control and detection meant that Puppey's going to be more than fine. Limp just having to desperately scramble his way out of this. And Yapso's chasing. Another dissimilate over the side. Oh, and he's away. Oh, he will manage to get out of there just in time. A Secret there bringing in even more. Zai was on the way over with a Dream Coil. So a good job he was taken out there when he did.
And they got Roche during it. You know, they just snuck straight into the Roche pit when Ravage was down, and they make that play. When the play is happening on Puppey top, they make their own play.
We'll see it again there. Just set up with the Sprout.
Secret start.
They just couldn't
He
get him.
baited them.
He did. He made them work for it, and they never got him. Time was brought for the rest of Secret to swing in. And starting to get a hold of that. A little bit of a lead that Alliance did have early on. Still around a 3k up, but Roshan will definitely bump it back a bit, and you can see XP as close as ever. Just back and forth.
Still very close game. And Nico Baby has his Radiance up, so he is still in a really good fighting form. Still gonna have some big problems of like Nisha in particular. His damage is still always gonna be there. I see he's rushing for BKB, and they're gonna have to try to get some situations where they're able to actually focus fire him instead of Zai. Because I feel like Zai's gonna play a lot of this baiting game where he jumps in and baits the line to go for him. And even though he dies, which sucks for Secret, they're protecting Nisha from like the finger and from the burst and from overall that control. So I feel like it's gonna be on Hanskin in particular, and maybe even just the Ravage and all the coordination to just get on this Death Prophet and burst her. Her damage is it's gonna take control of the fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Can we pause,
All right,
please?
there's the
I'm
Radiance.
terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought.
With the Aegis on Matu, it definitely makes it a little
hard.
harder for Alliance to bring the action. They are going to try, though. They do want to still try and utilize the strength that they do have around S4's Ravage. S4 now level 12.
If they catch Zai, like he has no buyback. He's dead for a very long time if he does go down right away. So that could be still a really nice grab for them in these moments. As it will be a straight up 4v5 then at that point.
I'm trying to see if there's going to be any action around the bounty runes, but Secret aren't coming over for these.
Oh, Secret's avoiding it.
Yeah, they know everyone's off the map, but they're not putting themselves in positions to get jumped.
The seas of fortune.
And they don't want to give Alliance a setup for when Alliance is looking for the fight, then they don't want to just walk into it. If they're looking for the fight on Secret, they do. And they're also very close to some items, so I'm pretty sure that's what they were waiting for. Nisha's BKB. is done now after this. So that's going to give him a lot more protection versus the Ravage that's going to be coming in. Alliance, they're forcing bottom.
Okay.
Your green team.
I mean, we'll see.
In your
Yeah, Secret today, do they try and fight this tier, or they just sort of let Alliance have this?
Do they have the BKB on? They do have the BKB. I think they can fight this.
Matu's TPing in. He's going to start off the action. Jumps in, starts to keep it on Nico Baby. Zai's boxing over. They'll turn with the stun onto Matu to hold him back. Alliance already starting to reset. We've got the smoke up on the two of them. Secret are trying to chase in on this Zai. He's going to be fine. S4 is going to jump in. He's able to get the Ravage actually on the four of them. Beautiful stab. The full-on stun there onto Zai. They got the damage taken down. They do. They take down Zai. The Hex controlling Matu. Matu's trying to commit to get the kill on Hanskin and he'll find it. They'll get the line now. Matu turning over towards S4. They'll pick up another Secret. As Alliance, they're trying to desperately scramble themselves away from this. The Secret are chasing. Poppy comes in with the TP. He's turning over towards Nico Baby. Yapsel's able to roll and kick him back. I'll take him down to once.
Stop exorcism going.
Is there anything Alliance can do to save him? It doesn't look like it as he's trapped in the Sprout. Matu able to get the swipes built up. Nico Baby, can he toggle his way out of this one? He cannot. As the Ghost will finish him off. Secret coming.
Radiant's bottom
Tier 2 tower does go down, but at quite a cost here for Alliance.
I think it's too much attention on the puck. They get it's a 5-man Ravage. S4 actually catches all 5 of them. And I think they just used way too much on Zai. Like, the coil and everything's a problem, but Nisha's able to get his BKB off, and then the Exorcism just overwhelms the fight with the Ursa leading the charge.
I mean, we're
going to see it again here. Watch Zai. Watch how much focus they actually end up putting on him.
Oh man, this is totally hurting my mellow.
I mean, you're right there as well. Nisha also caught off screen there towards the top.
Yeah, they couldn't. I guess they just didn't see him at the time, but he was under ward vision.
Back in the action, Matu. His Aegis about to expire. The Aegis has just expired. It has just expired, and he has just died. So Alliance able to perfectly make something happen with that opportunity.
I guess Secret got baited, going for Hanskin. Alliance able to punch back on this one there. Very nice.
And that's okay. I mean, Limp's very close to his next item now. Aghanim's nearly out on the Void Spirit. Nico Baby's
and
got
they
his
have Blink on
dagger.
Wraith King. Yeah, the Blink Wraith King is huge because then it lets you coordinate with your Ravage perfectly, and you guys can pick and choose which target you go for. Then he can follow up and get on top of Nisha, which they really do have to put focus on him. This Death Prophet, I think, is going to be really big problems. I think Zai, he's going to be annoying, but that's it. I feel like you have to probably use Finger every single one of these times on Nisha. You can't just be wasting it on the puck in these.
Absolutely.
Zai is just, it's Zai. You know, this is what he plays for. He's there to bait your spells. He's there to be that nuisance for his 2 core players to really take over.
For sure. Yeah, he's gonna be that burst. He's gonna hold you in position, but he's not gonna be the one kicking out persistent damage for the entire duration of his life, such as a DP will with the Ghost, and of course Matu will with those big old claws of his.
Yeah, I'm seeing the way, like, Zai's also getting the Aeon Disc, so he's expecting to be that main focus. This Aeon Disc might catch them off guard if they try to full initiate on him. Then it can just get even worse. They can just get turned on fully and Zai survives. So Hanskin definitely gonna have to recognize that one. He's also trying to build toward that blink. If they can get all these blinks together, they can always go for these big initiations and pop the targets. And also an Ags on FN.
They've got it.
They are very farmed.
It's a quick one.
That Will-O-Wisp could actually be really nice with the Ravage combos.
DD. Take this.
I actually can't believe how fast FNG was able to get that. Yes, he is 2-1 and 3. He's been pretty free this game, and I love this Will-O-Wisp with the way it works now, where you can chakra it. You can just keep reducing the cooldown on it for the fight frequency.
Smoke on smoke action here. Let's see who gets the jump. BKB done on Matu.
Secret.
Yeah, these cores are going to be hard to take unless they can get that opening stun on them Alliance.
They do have great vision right now on the high ground. If they can see an opportunity, what they do show. Let's see, S4. He's also under vision himself.
Oh, he's a little split from the team. But he is a tough one to go on.
Not for much.
They're going to try anyway. They're in onto him. He's silenced. He's heading over back towards the safety of the rest of his team, but he's trapped in the Sprout. And S4, he's going to go down. They've got no fights to fight now. They've got to get out of there. The Dream Coil will miss. Nico Baby turns over with Nisha. They're going to try and jump in and burst for Nisha. They're able to got him. They take down the Death Prophet 100-0, but Matu, he's in onto Hanskin. Hanskin goes down. A buyback comes out from Nisha as Matu's coming in with the BKB. He's trying to chase the S4. S4 falls back for this. He's been silenced. Can he get up the side? He's able to get the Ravage off as they look to turn onto Matu. Matu still has the Enrage going, but locks down Zai. They're turning it around. Nisha, he bought back for this one, but Alliance, they're ready to surround him and bring him out of the game. Hex out from Haskin, the Cyphers, they're buying him some time, but it isn't enough. As the crit comes in, Alliance will take the team fight.
Beautiful wards coming into play. They see absolutely everything that Secret's trying to do. Sure, they lose S4 at the start, but they see the high ground. They see Nisha isolated for a second. FNG has ult, recalls S4. Ravage isn't what gets Nisha killed, but either way, Alliance ready for that fight, even though they lose their tide. Quick decisions to take the fight. Nisha dying back. This time they really put the focus on Nisha.
Yep, so Nisha's going for this pump. He's going to come in and help out. The Bull Whisper's back up. It's back up. It's ready for another round. They might lose FNG, but they're going to be able to get 2 kills for this in return. As Puppy and Yapso both losing their lives there for that effort onto FNG, and it's exactly as you say, well, with the Shack Rate, that Will-O-Wisp, it's, as soon as it's gone, it's back up, it's available, it's ready again.
Yeah, the frequency that it does come up from Chakra is absolutely insane, and Secret, they get halted pretty hard now. Nisha's itemization now going to be very much so stagnated after that last fight.
Matsu has S4. He's going to go step to
be a little careful.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I like that pickup from S4, actually. The Ghost Scepter is really nice. Protect him versus that Ursa who's just chasing him and following him in all the fights. Now he can actually buy time to be able to get the Ravage off once those BKBs go down. Alliance doing a great job here in this game. Making it Wraith King, making Nico Baby be the king.
He is. He's
almost got the AC, almost level 20 as well. Starting to be a real beast.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And I was just saying, they've just got a great pattern of how to execute the fight. So if they get the jump,
Dire's bottom tower is
get
under
Nico
attack.
Baby on top of one of these targets. You know, ideally, I guess Nisha, because he's sort of the easiest to get taken down. You know, the chances are going 100 to 0, Matsu will be able to put the enrage, then he's going to be able to get a big issue.
Alliance is ready for this fight.
They are.
It's up in 5 seconds.
Secret's got to be very careful around it. They're just going to check things out in the pit, see what the status is. Zai. Matsu's coming over. He's coming in with the BKB. He's looking towards FNG, but FNG's giving a bit of a ring around the Rosie. He's running around. FNG's up to the high ground. They're chasing him from there. We'll find him. But at the same time, Limp gets the time to take up on the X-Box and the Ravage. He gets the 3 of them. They jump in onto Matsu. Matsu's trying. He can't get the array jump in time. As Matsu goes down, it's a triple kill for Limp. They're cleaning up. Nisha's got the ghost down, but it doesn't matter. Remnant into the finger. Alliance. They've done it again. Another clean fight from them as they take 4 down. Puppy will buy back, but there's nothing he can do to turn this around. As Alliance, they're into the pit, and this Roche, it should be theirs unless Yapso can come in with a steal.
He's trying to. He's getting vision with that Remnant right now. The Stone Remnant with the
They're
Addict Shard.
onto him as well.
But they're on him.
Hansken hunts him down. That ward still paying dividends here on the high ground.
Beautiful play there. S4 with the reset, getting a Ravage on everybody as soon as the BKBs end. Limp with the follow-up silences onto the Ursa. The Rage comes out as he's dying. Great coordination coming out from Alliance. Limp, 12-1-7, 19 of the 20 kills. Seizing the opportunities and just seizing perfectly when he sees those chances to jump and pop those heroes.
They're popping off this game, Alliance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very, very mightily hit after that first game 1, which was an incredibly tough one for the team.
Bad Dude's top tower is gonna fall over soon.
How many stacks did they actually have this game? Because these supports, I feel like, are doing so much work on the side of Alliance from all this gold that they have. They're able to just control the fights really nicely. Like Hanskin's just playing around the backline. FNG's just speeding in the midst of it all, just avoiding all these spells too. It's been really good stuff from Alliance in these 2 ports.
I think pretty much double the stacks.
Yep.
As the Secret's able to achieve for themselves this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Secret heavily on the back foot. They're having to rely on Puppy's treants to push out the waves. Nisha forcing out bottom with his bots. Nisha still a ways away from a Shiva's guard to protect himself.
Radiant's middle tower.
You know, those last 2 deaths really hurt him. That dieback death in particular.
Is under attack.
Alliance will get themselves the 2 bounty rooms.
Finders, keepers. And this is, this is definitely when these sort of games get interesting. We've seen Secret roll over games, but it's always fun to see them put under pressure to see what they're able to pull out now. As, down 10k. Alliance with the lead already.
On a lot right now.
Catch there from the trees. They're opening with the Hex on to Nisha. Nisha's got to pop the BKB and TP out of it. Guy's going to be left behind. Neon Disc will buy him some safety, popping the coil to stop them from chasing, but Limp's still in. Closes the gap, Yules into the Remnant. They'll find themselves the catch on Zayas. Yeah, Hanskin getting a decent amount of stacks up this game on his finger. Already 5 stacks up here.
He's almost level 18 as well. Yeah, he's done a lot of work this game. He's actually just targeting Zai, making him quite miserable. Limp looking to pressure Matu even here with these arcane runes.
You can see what he can poke out of Matu here. As S-Ball's over, there's a Ravage available. Matu's got to really think about what he needs to commit with the BKB or an Enrage. And Enrage, at least, is going to be popped as it'll allow him to jump up to the high ground. And Limp's getting in aggressive here under the tier 3s. They're moving on the pop. Nico, baby, he's into the base. He just jumps straight in and lands himself on top of Yamso. Limp, he's poking up right towards the fountain. They're dragging in Poppy. They're diving in. They're killing Secret within their own base.
Limp is feeling himself. He's feeling the power. Secondary or third arcane rune that he had. Able to chase forward beautifully. Love his itemization in this game too. The Yules, the Ag, the Shivas will counteract all this healing that's coming out. And Alliance, they might have just claimed themselves a Rax, if not the case here.
Middle barracks.
This is going to be a lot. Poppy down for 50, Absol still down for 15. They're really doing it here, Alliance. This game too showing. Proving that they're not just going to be tossed aside by Secret.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
And quickly too, with the way that they took the fight, just so convincingly with that top, how fast it all just collapses onto Secret. 15,000 gold lead, 2 Rax is down now. Pretty irrecoverable for the side of Secret.
They've got to pull out some insane moves to swing this game around. The bash is on a Matu. They're going to try and get out, but again, with the time that's passed, Alliance, they still have all ults ready to go. It's not as if there's a window here that Secret's being able to punish. It's just that Secret, they've got to try something. As the opportunity to actually do anything whilst the ults have been used, at this stage, it's just going to be very unlikely that ever happens. Alliance, with the lead that they have, they're only going to be popping these ults if they're securing kills, and that's going to render Secret unable to make any sort of move out to the map.
They only have 1 more Rax left too. Alliance can just commit onto this Rax. Secret has to get the hell back here and defend it. Not an easy defense by any means here either. They do have the split push going. We're watching these treants start to slow stuff down, but there's a Radiant solution pushing and cutting the wave anyway, so we don't care about these treants.
There's going to be no creep wave to back them up.
No. Alliance continuing to hold this high ground, continuing to grow this lead. Secret trapped in the base.
Yeah.
A rare sight to see.
Nico Baby's getting very close to the abyss. In fact, does he has it. He has it
Yes,
complete.
he does.
Yeah, 33 minutes in, Nico Baby.
Oh boy, that is nice fortunate items too. As I did just see he had the Orb Corruption, the Orb Destruction since the 27-minute mark.
I mean,
too, so
it
fortune
really
favors.
Whoever they jump, Nico Baby's now going to have pretty much the damage single-handedly to take him down for a stun or 2. It doesn't even matter if it's Matu. If they're able to get the jump on him before he BKBs, pops the ult, they will be able to do serious damage to this bear before he gets a chance to fight back.
Yeah, and he's got control. He's just got control in general for the BKB. So Nisha, a hero that really relies on mobility, can just get crippled and destroyed even through it.
Again, just smoking up from the high ground, waiting to see if Alliance sort of split up, leave someone behind, but Alliance just aren't doing that.
Yeah, look at the way the parking Nico Baby right at the front here. FNG and Hanskin are sitting right behind. Maybe if Hanskin steps up a little bit too far north, they're going to get gone on. Nice dodge.
He's out of the start. Will Whisper's down. It's going to stop him from being able to chase any further. Limp and they're already looking for the targets. Matu tries going on a Nico Baby, but Matu's so low, he's got to run. He's going to be able to get the bash off, and that will allow him to bring back to safety Nisha. He's coming in with the BKB onto Limp, but Limp's down. Now Nisha, he's having a run. Nico Baby's in on top of him. The BKB of Nisha comes to an end, but he has the movement speed. Will manage to break away, get back up to the base. as nobody will
Nobody
fall.
dies. Somehow nobody falls. Hanskin with the vision, he sees them rolling in. I think he saw the Earth Spirit just for like a fraction of a second when he was put down the boulder. So he's able to blink dodge, they reset on the 2 supports, they survive. Secret unable to take advantage of the 1 second that they did see the supports out of position. Alliance very, very prepared for those type of wraparounds, it does seem.
Very impressive stuff, this game too from Alliance.
They'll send Hanskin back to base, he refills up, he's going to get recalled back into the fight, and he'll be available for this next final push of Alliance. Without their BKBs, can they hold?
Matsu trying to have a bit of a go. Arsenino, baby, he only gets down to halfway, spin out, the Will-O-Wisp is out. Matsu, he's in trouble, he's fingered, he's out of the game. He's out of the game for 80 with the Abyss, jumping out the wall, he's diving in deep. Bestball's got the follow Ravage to keep Nisha stunned in position. As that's both goes down, it's game over. GG is called. Alliance kick back with a solid punch here in game 2. So to bring the series 1-1, I mean, they really stepped it up in this second game. I mean, how come we did see such a difference between this and the last game? What does this really say to you? Is it just that last game, the draft was that unplayable for Alliance, and when the playing field's a little more level, we do get to see Alliance at their sort of full potential?
Yes, and also I think that they just seemed a lot more alive in this game. Like the
There's no break mechanic OPness, so
Also helps that they didn't win their lanes today, did they?
They did
No,
not.
they did not for the first time
Yeah.
in a while.
Exactly.
But that was your point. Sorry.
Surprising. No, it's fine. It's surprising. I'm just really happy that Alliance was able to take the second game, because I think that once they get out of lanes, they can show so much, and we didn't get to see it in game 1, so hopefully in game 3 it will be an even closer match.
Well, let's
So?
hope for that indeed. We are ready to get that third game underway, so stay tuned for the draft of game 3.
Every time there's conversation, every Actually, he plays really well.
The green team's banning someone now.
Pressure you can output with gush spam and waves, it's not nearly as bad because you can play aggressive on the Monkey King.
Third game of the series.
Yeah, so
Alliance
in the previous game it was the
and Team
Tide
Secret,
Lion lane, very strong, but my
here,
fear is
and
simply,
this
I don't think Rubik
series
Tide has
has
the same
a lot of implications
depth
regarding the
and
group
strength that we
standings
saw from
here
that
for
game.
the Western European Deep Sea League.
team's
And we're in the
banning
draft. We're
someone
obviously
now.
joined on the big screen by Purge, Kyle, and Tigov with me here as well. And in the draft is we are hoping for this game, Purge, that the lanes are gonna be
5
set up
seconds remaining.
more evenly. Would you agree?
I mean, I
Dire
thought the
team
lanes
banned.
last game were kind of even. Obviously, like the Tide is a little bit worried about Ursa, but Alliance stabilized it pretty well. No, I don't. I would love a repeat of the last game. I thought it was very cool. Even then, cool fights in the mid game. That's what I'm all about.
All right. I do like cool fights in the mid game. Need more
Anyone
enigmas.
else? Am I
5
the only one?
seconds
Okay.
remaining.
No. I like the circle strats. All the circles.
It's my favorite shape.
The circle. Great.
How would you find the circumference of it?
Can't take you seriously.
I do
IR.
want to point out that compared to previous game, we have got the only hero not banned yet is Lycan, and so Alliance is thinking about what they will pick. Also, big change. This game, it will actually be Alliance who has second pick and last pick.
That's a key thing here. I think going into this third game, again, I don't know who actually selected this, but it feels like maybe something a Secret would do, simply because of the factor of the Keeper of the Light. They don't want to use a ban on it.
And
I think after
that's
game one-
exactly what
Yep.
Alliance... Look
Yep.
at that!
Mhm.
Look at that.
They're currently discussing,
Look at
do
that.
we want to take it or ban, or let them have it or
Great
ban it?
team
Exactly.
pick.
There is not... Like, people normally don't take this
Ooh.
long
Ooh.
to think
Pangolin.
about
Okay.
their first phase bans, and they ban out Pango, so both are still in the pool, both Lycan and Keeper of the Light in this case.
Okay, so right now what's available? Puck.
Yep.
Keeper of the Light.
Clockwork.
Lycan.
Ooh,
Dire team
good
pick.
point.
True.
Keeper of the
But they
light.
go for the Keeper of the Light. Of course. Yep, sure. So now what does Alliance do against Keeper of the
I
Light?
mean, Bat Rider is still solid. I don't think they'll open with it. I hope they don't because it's something that's somewhat solved. They could just take the Lycan
Whoa.
instead.
Ooh.
Surprise.
Wow.
This
what-
is something that High Coast Esports used to do a lot, especially back in the qualifiers. It'd be like SD, Mars, big presence in the side lane, big overwhelming fight, and the save. It's really hard to deal with the disruption and the arena. And yeah, I wouldn't mind if Alliance went down this route potentially.
I just hope they have something prepped because
5
my only concern with
seconds
Shadow Demon
remaining.
is there's a lot less power represented in comparison to like a
Dire
model.
This was also quite a nice pick to cover from the potential bristleback that Secret could have maybe done on the 7.
It's true.
Because
The break.
Yep, exactly. But no, and then Secret instead just go for the Void Sprint instead.
Yeah, both heroes were in the hands of Alliance previous game. Well, and they are also heroes that are just meta good, right? It's a very safe opening on the side of Team Secret, and
5
Alliance is going a
seconds
little bit
remaining.
more exotic with their Shadow Demon.
Very exotic.
I like the exotic opening though, because it's gonna change up the strat here
Yeah.
for game 3. Kind of put your opponents on the back foot. It's like you can't. It's not like you're solving the draft solution within 3 games. It's like, all right, here's something completely new. Let's see if you can beat it.
Radiant
And they have
team banned.
experience playing this. I've watched Hanskin play it as a 4 position. They do end up going for the Bat Rider, but the saves are amazing. And they're not picked super heavily right now. It's generally people focus more on disable and gank type stuff. And because Shadow Demon can stack extra well compared to most supports with Shadow Poison, and because you can transition potentially to get those break solutions that are constantly banned in the second phase on heroes like Viper, I
5
think it's
seconds
a pretty
remaining.
flexible support right now even in the first phase.
Also, a really interesting thing about Alliance with this SD opening, they've always paired it with a Timbersaw or Bristleback in the offlane. And then 4 of the 5 games, it's been with a Wraith King carry. So it's very much the idea that they have this big presence in the offlane, and it'll be interesting to see if Secret, with heroes that don't really deal with that, are they going to tailor their bans towards how Alliance have kind of utilized the Shadow Demon in the past?
This is also, I think it was an EG combination quite a bit back in the day.
Dire team banned.
Utilized by ROTK teams as well. but you combine the Soul Catcher with the Bat Lasso and the Disruptive setup. If you use Ultimate as well, it is a ton of burst damage and control, and just a really nice dual set, because that initial target can just get blown up.
Yeah, right now for Secret, there's pretty much 3 bans that you need to use here. Mirana, Timbersaw, and Bristleback. They've already banned out the Lion, and Alliance will get one of these heroes.
Do you really think Mirana is a must ban?
I think the tankier boys for sure are, but I think the simplicity of the SD plus that Roam has been very prominent before.
I would disagree just because both Abaddon and LC are available. Tidehunter as well. I think it's less difficult when you consider there's already a Bat. I think having another easily cleansable stun that's also single target just kind of lowers the value. And then all of a sudden, an Abaddon core just breaks you.
I think in that case, I think Secret, if they offer them up, we have to look towards Alliance. Having these easy long-range stuns to pair with the SD, and it'll be the Mirana or the Jakiro, then with the tankier offlaner being present. Secret ban out the Mars, still offering up the Timbersaw and the Bristleback potentially from Alliance. Ooh,
I kind of agree with Kyle on the... I agree with Kyle on the Mirana. I think it's a little bit... Like, obviously, it's very good with Lasso, and they have some flexibility there, but it... Just like if that's your double support and you go for like these like disruption air kills, I just don't feel its impact as highly as playing more normal.
Yeah, I think you beat Secret playing a more standard setup. You had a solid mid game. You had the team fight to match scaling. It was a very balanced lineup, and I want them to capitalize on that again. I'm a little concerned because Secret has the coddle, so I'm hoping they have something in response. Maybe a Riki coming out 4th pick. We'll see. Alliance will have overall last pick, so.
Alliance right now, they're banning out these elusive heroes, but of course when you show Bat +1, you really don't
They learned their lesson.
Yes.
No more Slark.
You need the Bat to be able to enter the fight and have kind of an easy way to target the core. You don't want to have to go, okay, we need to catch him if he doesn't face shift or use start, but it's just so much easier for this Bat to play, especially with it being mid most likely.
Yeah, and to reiterate the stakes, I mean, Alliance win this game, they go to 4-1. They're almost guaranteed in the major. Whereas if they lose, they suddenly go into the throng.
5 seconds remaining.
Am I even going to the major now? Becomes the question.
It gets very messy for
us. Who do they play still? It's OG
Alliance, Liquid and Viking.
Liquid and Viking.
Yeah.
So really kind of such volatile series. It really depends if Liquid and Viking, if they turn up on the day, they can either be great or
Radiant
stacked.
It really is. It is
and
mad.
Look at the synchronization on the wing flapping.
They're actually not.
Oh no, they are very.
No, they're slowly. They'll get back to it. It's like orbits. You have to give it time to come back. See?
Oh, there we go. Oh no, we missed it. Okay.
Bat is just a little bit faster.
So someone in chat could work out the rate in which Jakiro and Bat have the same.
There it is again.
There you go.
Great analysis. Purge, help me out here. What do you think about these first 6 heroes on the board?
Well, what it actually reminds me of is when you're at a red light and people's blinkers eventually shift up to be on the same phase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you, Purge.
We're in the main.
Maybe more of an American example.
That's the long range stun that I was talking about. You know, they found their way. It's not the Mirana, but it's going to be position 4 Shadow Demon, position 5 Jakiro.
Monkey King.
That's a typical counter to the Coddle that we've seen throughout. Also a nice laning matchup against the Void Spirit, but still open. That could be mid, could be safe, and that's what you want to have. Flexibility as the overall aspect. What is so funny?
Nothing.
Pay attention to the draft.
I just looked at myself.
Yeah.
That's how we react every single day.
See, you laugh. I just
saying it. Remaining.
Never mind. It's just never mind. I'm not gonna get into it.
We're good. No, we're good.
Okay.
How many like firefly in your own Monkey King out of a tree do you think we'll see this game? Got to be like at least one, right?
Or Macropire.
Yeah, I want to see the Macropire.
Oh, no.
Then he jumps onto a tree, then the Firefly comes in as well, so it's like the double stun.
And Keeper of the Light, if he gets an axe as well, the Will-O-Wisp breaks all the trees, right?
Oh, that's a good point. That's also such a weird... I don't know how to think about Will-O-Wisp anymore because it's not nearly as powerful, but because it's not your ultimate, it feels like it's just up it's like in 2 fights or twice in a fight.
Also,
it's not value enough to kill it.
Rubik can also steal Macropire and Firefly.
Ooh, and then it becomes Wildfire.
And then there's no freeze whatsoever.
No. Nothing left of the red keep either.
No, there is quite a lot of bonus time being used here for this 4th pick for Alliance. What are they discussing? What do they need to have? What do they want to say?
Secret?
Yeah, Secret is looking for a big pick right now.
Yeah, they are.
Maybe they could...
The green team's banning some
The melon.
So some break You can like get out of Kraken Shell, out of the lasso, or some of the other damage stuff.
So someone who can actually walk up into the high grounds, I think.
With Coddle, like we saw in the previous game, you have an Ursa against Tide. Terrible matchup. But because of the Coddle and the pressure you can output with Gush spam and waves, it's not nearly as bad because you can play aggressive on the Monkey King.
Yeah, so in the previous game, it was the Tide Lion lane, very strong. But my fear is simply, I don't think Rubik Tide has the same depth and strength that we saw from that game. And maybe, like you said, the Coddle could be a pretty good replacement for that. It depends if they want to put the Coddle plus Tide in the same lane, especially with Rubik being not so dominant in the laning phase. It might hinder Matumba Man's ability to play. But they could also like do some aggro try to start with Tide sacrificing himself early on. You punish the Monkey King with a big aggressive core pick. We've seen Secret run like Luna before. I'm not saying it's good, but the idea, the essence of pressure and then this solo Tide.
5 seconds remaining.
Secret are now seeing the fact that these big offlaners are often paired with this SD. So this is the Bristleback ban. Potentially the Timbersaw ban would come into play simply because of the Tide Hunter.
It's just I think you've got to get rid of it. It's just that S4 hero that gives Alliance's draft that frontliner it needs
You have two
right
big
now.
space
But
makers.
also more trees. They're gonna get destroyed.
Have we switched
Ban.
roles today?
It's the glasses, I think.
She puts on
The glasses.
the personality. It's like Clark Kent and Superman, except in this case, it's
Glasses.
Yes, could finish that sentence.
No.
no.
Why don't you use a Wonder Woman example? That would have been way more appropriate.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, and
appropriate.
without
Come
the
on,
glasses,
Kyle.
you're Wonder Woman. With the glasses, you're Wonder Woman 84.
I don't know her last name. Just Diana something.
5 seconds remaining.
What?
Wonder Woman's like alter ego or whatever.
That
Diana
dude's
something.
banning
I
someone
don't
now.
know.
Diane Keaton.
Nobody cares.
No, yeah,
I
sorry.
care only about the draft. We have the
Ooh.
Ursa as the last ban,
Okay.
actually. So Timber remains to be in the pool. There's
Yeah.
maybe a chance they want to pick it up themselves. Doesn't really fit, but who knows? What do they want? Because they were looking for a Matu hero, I believe, on the side of Team Secret, and they get to pick first out of this ban phase.
I mean, they could have some
5
Batrider
seconds
solutions
remaining.
like Jug or Lifestealer,
Radiant team pick.
but they don't match very well
yeah, they
against
could.
Monkey.
Yeah, I love this low enduro ban from Alliance. I think, especially when they haven't banned out the Timbersaw on Secret, it opens up for a good low enduro game. You can't really go Timber with confidence, and yeah. So now Secret are like, okay, what's our plan B, guys? What is our hero that we can potentially lane into a last pick Timber?
And they have no time left in their bonus time. Well, at least very little.
You don't often see Secret in this position where they
No.
have no
5
reserve time.
seconds
They do
remaining.
not.
Backs up against the wall. 10 seconds left, Kyle. What is Matumba Man's hero?
Dire
Tough.
team pick.
Phantom assassin.
EA.
Okay.
Not sold.
I don't.
It's-
I,
Kind of like it.
yeah, I kind
It's
of like
all
it.
right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If there is a Timbersaw pick, for example, you can still play with the dagger spam. You can jump away, and there's kind of smaller plays to make. But in the big picture of the game, you always will blow up S
Yeah.
Jakira, and you can get into
Exactly. It's tough to pick a hero. You don't want to be susceptible to just
seconds
be getting
remaining.
illusions made of you. You have the high reach necessary to kill these squishy anti-heroes. And against Monkey King 101, you're not bad. He doesn't want to buy MKB.
You think he would? It's his weapon, but I definitely
Yeah,
agree.
that's
Very
a
good
really
against the
good point.
supports.
Maybe he doesn't buy anything through.
Could be it.
Kevin.
Is Timber still a good option here, or are we looking for something else? We obviously know that S4 also plays Bat, although he hasn't played it for a little while.
Need
They
more
could still
disabled than
switch
that.
it around.
Can we?
Because right now it's just like lasso,
Yeah.
ice path, disruption. It's like not enough reliable disable, I think, to deal with the PA.
Okay.
Axe.
We need S4 webcam right now.
Oh,
This is
wait, no, you
this is
can't
the pick,
X.
right? We'll see by his face alone if the Timber's going to be picked.
He's on camera right now. There
But
he
like,
is.
okay, yeah, I need to pick. Oh
But
no.
we need a close up.
Yeah, okay.
There he is.
Yeah. Is he smiling? Maybe not. Oh, he's sitting up. Okay, not the Timber.
What?
Because he
There it
wasn't
is.
smiling, it wasn't the Timber. I think that was a
Off
lie.
lane Morphling.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What?
No, no, no.
What?
Just kidding.
No, it's the off. What do you mean?
No.
Okay, mid monkey?
Batter monkey.
Yeah, it's Battle Monkey offlane.
Wait,
How
monkey offlane, monkey offlane. It's S4 monkey. He's been playing it in
Yeah,
pubs.
it's fine, yeah.
And it's a great matchup against the PA.
Cool.
It could also
And
be S4 Bat.
Yes, Purge. You had a ooh.
And he's been I did a weatherman on this. He just like keeps mischiefing the illuminate. So it's like
Yep.
the matchup is really not bad at all here.
Yeah. And yeah, Limp is playing bat. Like, you have Limp, you have a favorable matchup.
Yeah. And now
I'm
you
always
have,
about to pop off.
yeah, and now you have this situation where the Tide doesn't have a good lane. He doesn't feel comfortable pressuring this Morphling. So I think Alliance really greatly
It's a great
utilized
pick.
this Monkey King. And yeah, I like the position Alliance are in.
With the SD as well, like you have so much damage if you disrupt into a shotgun setup or disrupt the morph for pushing power.
I don't often say this, but I prefer Alliance's draft compared to Secret. Mainly
Ooh.
that being, I don't often Secret has really good drafts, but this time Alliance has got a good draft, not Flaming Alliance. I'm kind of.
It's
All right.
He's Flaming Alliance. Don't backpedal.
Purge, what do you have?
I think I like what Alliance did there. They've got the solutions to their lanes. Maybe Secret will do some like lane rotation that'll make it better for them. But on paper, I like what Alliance has.
Will it be a close game, Kyle?
Yes, I think this will be a even game. I like that both teams are in a position that they can certainly win the game. Watch out for the Ravages.
Yep.
The focus on controlling the Tide, how you initiate team fights in Secret is going to be what determines this game. But I would certainly favor Alliance, and I do think our boy Limp is going to pop off.
I just want to see. I just like Nico Baby Morphling, and the fact he gets it in a last pick situation.
Scenario.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a winning scenario. So yeah, I like what Alliance has done. I'm excited to see them potentially beat Secret.
I am excited
3 weeks.
for this game as well. And indeed, we reached past midnight, so happy Valentine's Day here. Indeed, it is time. Game 3, final game of the night. Team Secret Alliance, our first Valentine's present from us to you. Enjoy OD Pixel and Fog.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shiva. Should be a great game as well here. Game 3, the deciding match between Team Secret and Alliance. Fog, but we've heard from the panel and Purge that they seem to be big fans of what Alliance has come out with in this Game 3. I mean, do you agree? Is this the time we're sort of just seeing draft-wise Alliance having the edge?
Looks pretty nice with the last pick Nico Baby Morphling versus some pretty limited disables, right? They've got a Lift and an Aether Remnant as their non-ulti
30
disables.
seconds.
So that looks pretty good to be a Morph player in these situations, and some limited burst damage that's really coming out. Where's the actual burst that's coming out? Fade Bolt and Illuminate, and I guess your Void Spirit spells are your best burst, but these are all you're seeable as a Morphling. So Nico Baby, he can get prepared for this, and you're probably going to see that early Manta to be able to deal with if the Void Spirit goes for this silence. That would be Aghanim's Rush. It looks like a pretty good game for Morph.
And do you like sort of the way that they've shifted to lane things to be able to fit in that morph, having Esther on the offlane Monkey King? As see first blood maybe go down here. Oh, S4 is able to help out a little bit there with the Boundless. Not able to help enough though, as they're able to still get in on top of FNG. They make sure the Nisha gets the first blood.
He gets the sentry down before he dies though, and it's right in range of that ward that Secret did play, so at least he will give Limp a good amount of gold as he does die.
See S4 TP down to the bottom.
You were asking me.
Yeah, so it's S4 on the Monkey King. You think it's going to be a good time for him to pull that out of this game in the matchup that he has?
Yep, it's been rising across Europe.
Yeah.
So much lately, especially we saw OG doing it at the start of this season quite a lot, and then they kind of tapered away from it, but it's been seen a lot, and it's really good versus the Illuminate in particular. As Kevin did say at the end there, the mischief dodges can be pretty clever versus those big telegraphed. And happy Valentine's, by the way, Owen.
Oh, thank you.
Wish you were spending it together. Unfortunately, I'm all the way over here.
No. There's no boundaries. Happy Valentine's. Shooting.
Except for some of them.
Wait, what? Yeah. Bottom lane, how we're seeing on the CS. 5-0.
Bad dudes,
Says
middle
it's
tower,
close.
everyone
It's even.
go.
We've got
Close.
sticks out on the two of them as S4 got himself a stick out.
He does.
He has. He's prepared. He's ready for those daggers.
Not a lot of regen down here on the Secret side. We see Puppy's already bringing some more, actually bringing a salve out, but Matu has already expended all of his. It's going to be a Panda Velvet skin rush. That's a little bit different than I've seen from most of the PAs.
Oh. Yeah, it is. It's not sort of your standard build-up. The build-up, I'll get you to that treads eventually.
Definitely interesting. Not a Wraith Band or anything like that. He doesn't want Wraith Bands. He doesn't like Wraith Bands. He just wants straight treads.
Okay. Oh, mid lane Nisha. He's getting nice and sticky here. Nine stacks up. 10 stacks up on him. Oh.
But look at those last hits, though. He got his boots rushed out very early on versus this Bat Rider matchup, and 10-6 to the 7-1.
That's true, yeah. He's really giving it a pull in this mid lane matchup. start here. Top lane, I mean, Nico, baby. This is pretty much a lane where the more farms are pressured.
Absolutely. Jakiro is one of the best, if not the best, pressuring support at level 1-2. Witch Doctor, the other one. Jakiro, very good in this game for the laning phase. There is a Rubik, though, for later on that we will have to watch out for FNG covering his ice paths, because the App Store, if he's able to get those later on, the cast range now that you get is insane in like the majority of the team fight. Seeing bottom, the nice plays by Hanskin here, actually, using the disruption to block the hard camp while he body blocks the small camp himself. Nice clever stuff coming out from the Shadow Demon. As it will be giving S4 a very good time down bottom. 16-4. We are seeing Matu keeping up with the farm, but S4 not getting slowed down whatsoever.
No, the only one really losing out a little bit of the laning stage. It is Limp at the moment on that bat. All over cores. Getting pretty perfect farm. That mid lane where there's the offset.
Yeah, I've been waiting to see this matchup of like these really dominant two players who are really comfortable on the matchup. I've been seeing the good voice spirits, they win the matchup, but the Bat Riders who are playing versus the worst voice spirit, they take advantage of those quite heavily. Yeah, Nisha very comfortable with this matchup.
We've seen it. I feel like we've seen this matchup probably the most out of
I think the most.
A lot of the mid matchups that we get. You know, voice spirit Bat seems to be coming back again and again, and in so many different games for both of the regions.
Ooh, Puppy, he does get the kill onto the DD rune bottom. Hanskin can't quite grab it. Both supports will be checking that one out. Important to point out is that Zai is getting a lot of farm, though, up top. Sure, they're not slowing down Nico, baby, but the fact that Tide isn't getting slowed down whatsoever is always a really good sign for the Tide Hunter. Sometimes he does suffer in some of the... Bottom.
Minions. Ah. To share the field of battle with such people is an honor.
I was going to say who's sort of going to be the one getting the best out of this game.
Oh,
because they're going to need it. Someone's got to get it right. Against this Morph Monkey King, it's pretty essential.
It is super value, yeah. Nice build up too for the Tide Hunter. Like it does give you, everything you kind of want. You know, a little bit of armor, a little bit of stats, a little bit of regen for your mana. Very nice. As we see bounties being set up, Alliance setting themselves up for at least 3 of them. Does mean Nisha might have a slight level advantage. Actually, Limp's got a stack for himself to work on. So it's going to be really close between these two. But Nisha might catch 6 just a little bit before Limp. So waiting to see if maybe there's going to be a rotation that does look to punish with onto this Bat Rider. It does look like it. Yep, so maybe he's making his swing over. Maybe just to grab the bounty, but...
That should help!
Nisha. Already getting aggressive on his own as soon as he has that 6 up. Trying to...
After swinging over.
He's got those couple of bold charges, so still sitting pretty behind the HP. Himself a little low on mana. Come up with a full combo.
I think Yepster should just stay around here, though. Tidon is already fine on his own. I think if he plays around mid, controls the rune, it'll be really nice for Nisha. Limp will see it, because that ward he does have on the high ground over there. So maybe he can at least deny the rune or something, but nope, Limp's just going to go for the kill on
He's got FNG swinging over, and Limp's going to be able to do something about Yepster hanging around for this. Remnant, the mark as well, so Limp, he's able to get away with that.
Oh, Nisha actually darted over, wasn't able to grab the rune. Now he's going to go back and get it. Don't let him back. Grab down, and Limp will have to go back. They've actually done a good job of slowing down Matu down bottom, too. He's actually only at 25 last hits. The Monkey King does apply that pressure.
Bad dudes, middle tower,
once he has the phase boost as well on top of that, the amount of pressure he's going to be able to put on is going to lead him to potential kill opportunities. And then getting Puppy was the top lane. FNG does get chased down here. His bottom S4's getting gone on. And is he able to get the life kill off in time? It's not enough. It's not enough at this moment as Master and Puppy just commit onto him. And there's no backup around. S4 alone and taken out.
That's a pretty painful death, too. He is really owning that lane too, so it gives a lot to Matumba Man as well as Puppy, and that's Hanskin has to be more careful when Hanskin is backing up and doing these stacks. It's always that push and pull play of the off lane that whenever your support leaves, you have to play more cautious. And Hanskin shows face mid. Nisha,
he's trying to dive in for this, but he's low on the mana. Nisha with Limp around, he can't poke any further. They are starting to swing Zai over there. They're going to take some of these stacks away.
just the one on that side of the moment. Limp will walk over, he'll see it, he'll be sad. And now Nisha is making his way over perhaps as well, looking to secure the rune for this Void Spirit. As Nico Baby is getting the most freedom in the world too, you know, this Morph is going to have a very solid game for himself, just what can he turn it into?
The bot's queued up.
Bot's queued up, yeah, I saw that.
I mean, why do you feel that I mean, if he does commit to that, why does he want to go that route?
Just be able to match the movements and I guess be able to show up to the fights when PA won't show up, because PA needs to farm Battle Fury and he needs to like match versus the recall and stuff like that. I'm not too sure. I don't know. We've been seeing a lot more bots on the carry, so maybe it's just an item that carry players like to play with lately.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe especially in this sort of day and age of light dragon heroes around the map.
Yeah.
You sort of having to be ready to be very, very flexible with where you're going yourself to make sure you're not caught out by the quick movements of the opponent across the map. On him. Try and press forward. They've got the backup of Nisha here. They'll commit onto him. And they're doing a good job of slowing down S4 after he had a good setup in the lane. 2 kills now that Matu's been able to pick up against this Monkey King.
He's got to play more careful. You can't be giving these kills up when you're like Nico Baby's not getting this type of freedom, not getting this type of enabling by any means. S4 has to be more cautious, has to be playing more careful until he starts getting rotations, in particular from Limp. And Limp, he is starting to work on these stacks. Secret does have the ward. They are looking to at least sap the experience of it.
Bad dudes, middle tower.
Nisha even swinging over. They're actually bringing S4 to try to cure these stacks.
Zai's got the ravage. They're going to start going on to Zai.
Tower is under attack.
And they chase from him. They do have lasso. But Zai starting to go on to. They're going to try. They'll knock him back with a flame break, but he'll simply pop the ravage. Continue to step away. As the ravage at least forced out of Zai, so something the Alliance won't have to worry about.
Yeah, they can farm their stacks uncontested, but doesn't look like Secret want to make. They don't really feel like they want to actually make any type of aggressive moves onto tower. This feels like a lot more farm-heavy game from Secret. They drafted the PA, so you know they want to take it to later stages, and you know they are 2K ahead at this 10-minute mark already, which is a really good sign. When they do have a, you know, we always have to factor in they have a Rubik versus a Jakiro. Like he's gotta get good spells stolen at some point on this Rubik. Those team fights will be pretty hard for Alliance. They don't really have that big of a team fight lineup with the Batrider. Forced to pop it.
Playing around with Limpet. Playing his way out with that haste.
I'm wondering when Nico Baby feels like he's going to be ready to actually show up. If he is going to be going for the bots, though, I feel like it's going to take a very long time for him to feel ready.
Top tower gonna
and it feels like as well, see bottom, Nisha, he's going to jump in onto S4. S4, he can't do anything against this. He's just dead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They are really shutting down S4 now this game. After, as we said, he had the lane to start off. It looked great to begin with, but now Secret really focusing their efforts. They see him anytime, and they realize that as a lineup, especially with Nisha making the moves, they've got very good means of bursting this Monkey King down at this stage.
They're gonna need Limp to really put the pressure on the map with this booth travel, because right now it's. I'm a bit concerned because like I just don't see when Nico Baby's gonna be able to do much versus this lineup. I feel like you're just giving. I feel like you're giving the PA the game that he wants. Well, yeah, the PA is able to just farm Battle Fury then and get recalled all over the map and just farm faster.
Top tower gonna fall over soon.
I mean, Matsu, he's gonna farm that much faster, really, isn't he? And as we see mid, they get the grab onto Nisha. Nisha, he's still got a step available. He's got both. He's gonna be out and away. Yapsor and Puppy by his side. I was going to say, it's going to be interesting. It's one of those things, you know, it's a bit of a different approach.
Bad is happening.
And in a game, okay, he's changed it.
He changed it.
He's changed it up.
Okay.
I was going to say, maybe that was just
really confusing.
Yeah, the treads into E-Blade, the standard there. I think it would have been surprising if he went for bots. I mean, it'd be interesting to know if that was ever his plan, or if he just happened to have that shift clip. shot. But no, treads into E-Blade. Much more comfortable and definitely something that Alliance are going to be able to use to try and blow up and punish Matumba Man at this stage where he might not have the BKB done after his Battle Fury build-up. But I'm saying that they are going to have to be quick, because Matu's game's going very well, and he is going to be hitting some very good timings. It's 5-1, 3K lead. All three of Secret's cores right up there at the top right now.
And I think Alliance is too scared to really fight into the threat of this Ravage. It's just going to give Secret a lot of control and a lot of ways to just farm around the map. Limp, his last one is down, so it feels like they just can't do anything. As the stack will get taken from the Tide, continues to get enabled that much. Just giving that space, Matu, there it is. Battle Fury's done, Tread's done too. Just tried to rush it as fast as possible. That's how we saw no build up, no Wraith Bands, nothing. Straight Treads into Battle Fury.
It has paid off.
It has.
Fast time in the game where he was able to get involved in action already. 2-0-1, and with this sort of timing on the Treads Battle Fury, we'll see mid-alliance.
They can't set up for Nisha, it's impossible. Their draft, especially without high points in Ice Path, it really feels just way too hard to go for this. Like Shadow Demon and Bat Rider can't set up for that.
No, they're
gonna smoke.
See who they can get up here though, because Secret, they're in their own triangle, and they're not looking to be inclined to head up and show themselves up top.
No, they can recall the Tide. Like, let's say the fight does kick off, Puppy's gonna recall Tide, so Alliance have to be fast with their wave if they make it.
They'll get the catch on Puppy. They're gonna drop the ults here. I mean, Puppy's dead, but I don't think Secret care about that whatsoever. And now that looks tired, S4 still sticking around, trying to stand his ground in the Wukong's command. Matu, he's already starting to have a poke at S4. S4 will be able to get the Jingu up, but they're gonna have the burst and control. Nisha swings back over. S4's gone. As Alliance, they try and commit for that Puppy Keeper of the Light kill. I mean, they get the kill, but they're using everything for it, and they're losing more than they're able to take away from Secret there once again, as S4's down once more.
Secret was, they knew that move was coming. Like Puppy was, even as he got disrupted, he actually got his spirit form off. That to me like shows that they were so ready for the play. Zai instantly TP'd top to come over and swing. He didn't have to use the Ravage, but just the way that they were positioned in that whole situation just shows that they read that move from Alliance perfect. We'll be able to just chill and farm, Matu. Battle Fury, as we said, done, level 7. He's gonna be able to pass Limp.
Trying to come out and get some bounty runes, but Secret's there waiting.
Better death.
Oh, he had a stolen. Was that a stolen SD ult that he had? I didn't notice that. Oh, wow.
He had it for the last bit of moves.
And now fresh stacks that Secret can actually invade into, while we see Alliance, they can't invade. They can't even walk into step.
I mean, what can they do right now? Is it sort of just waiting until Nico Baby has the E-Blade and saying, right, then we'll smoke and see if we could get something done with that first big item on the morph? Because until then, we're going to struggle bringing the fight to Secret.
It still doesn't, I don't think they can fight. That's the thing, is like Tidehunter, I think, just poses too much of a threat versus them, really. Like, I actually feel like Limp has to have BKB now before he can look to go for anything on Secret. They have to just make better moves around the map somehow, but it's really hard. Secret might actually threaten Roche too. If they just keep having this Ravage available at all times, they can just force Alliance's hand at some point. And you do not want to fight with this draft. As a Bat Rider with your mid walking into a Ravage, it just feels really hard. Secret swinging down with the smoke. They know where Limp is. They have this lane ward. They saw him sneak into the trees. Oh, Limp.
They're just catching up. Both Limp and S4's game that needed to be, sort of semi-decent to put pressure on and enable space for Nico Baby to farm, and it's getting dealt with very well by Secret. The Bat and the Monkey King just struggling to make moves. Was Secret prepared for any of them?
Man, this is totally harshing my
fully prepared and just reading any type of moves in Alliance. Now at this point, it feels too hard for them to make moves. It's just okay, Nico Baby, get Ethereal Blade, and hopefully we can win the game off some type of grabs and mess up some Secret. 7k advantage. And they just still always have Ravage. Like Zai's just hanging on to it all this time too, with this fresh Blink Dagger that he just picked up too.
Yeah, Matu's chilling. You can tell he's feeling confident, going for the Aghanims straight after Battle Fury.
Crap anyway, don't sweat it.
got limited control for him. So if he's able to just hop from target to target, if he gets a kill, he cleans up and just jumps to the next one.
Yeah, and that dispel is going to be very nice against the sticky and the Jakiro, you know, all sort of these dots that are going to be thrown down onto him.
So we'll have to worry, of course, versus Demonic Purge, but, you know, PA, you're mobile. You're able to jump around inside of them. And Nico, baby, okay, E-Blade is online, so let's see what they can make happen.
There we go.
There is a point right now where the PA isn't going BKB. Neither is Nisha. So they are poppable. They are able to actually die as long as Zai isn't acting as that big bruiser frontliner, which he has been. So they have to somehow get past this Tidehunter. It feels very difficult, though. There's no real actual team fight of your own versus this Ravage threat. They're gonna set up for a smoke, I think.
Surely you want to try. Surely the passive play is not going to benefit you with the Alliance here.
You have to play around, like away from the Tidehunter, around your information. So whenever they do see heroes split up with wards, or if they do see the Tidehunter with the wards, they can look for plays. But this is what we're saying, you know, Secret. They're gonna set up and they're gonna force the hand of Alliance around this Roshi pit.
There we go.
And this is into the Ravage that Alliance has to walk into. They're gonna need some type of blessing from the
how do they take the
spells.
And it's gonna be so hard here.
Eyes on S4.
He's ready. First. They're able to get the setup onto S4. They jump over into the grab. There'll be a bit of a defensive player from Anscam with the disruption, trying to save S4. He's able to get the Wukong's command down. But Nisha's actually jumping in. He's trying to fight deep into the ult. He's going to get punished for this. Nisha will fall. A big overcommitment there from Nisha, jumping in, feeling that he had the burst damage alone to take down S4. And that was not the case by far. As that's Nisha out of this fight for 30.
I thought he'd be able to just jump away and be thankful that they Wukonged away from the pit.
He went in.
But Nisha just stays in and jumps in even further. He gets punished for it. The Lions have to be quite thankful of that there. That's 4. The boundless.
He's on to the 2 of them. Zai's still holding on to that Ravage. We're gonna have Nico baby coming for the side. They get grabbed in time, so not quite able to get the E-Blade follow-up onto Puppey. The burst won't be there as Puppey's out.
That's pretty decent for Alliance, though. Actually forcing them out of that Roche pit, forcing them out of that area, getting the kill on Nisha. The Secret just is going to walk right back into that pit pretty soon, though. They do know that lasso. I think they know that the lasso was used. I don't know if they heard it, because it was casted at the very last second of while Nisha was dying. But they should be aware, at least, that a couple of these ultis are down, so let's see what they do with it.
That should help.
Nice, they do split themselves back up. S4 going after the Witchblade, yet to see. Top lane. Okay. Easily in.
And Oracle chose you.
You can use your blur to set up for ganks pretty nicely now. As it resets immediately afterwards, you can run away, reset too. And not going for the Roche play, though. They're actually looking to pressure the lanes out a little bit more instead.
Top tower is under attack.
You do see Limp in mid. He's not quite at the BKB yet. If they do see him too far up, I think Zai is going to go for the opportunity to ravage him.
They're going back for... do they want to...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They still don't want to head quite back in a bit. I mean, Master say
tower is under attack.
He's blur hunting.
He is. I mean, he knows that Alliance has sort of sat back and split up. Question is, do they know that S4's in the trees still? No, S4 keep himself in.
The range creep, no. Look, that range creep back. The melee creeps now.
Oh, they do keep
very aware
swinging in. They must be catching a whiff of him when he jumps between the trees.
They're going to smoke down here to try to catch this. Puppey's going to look for him in the trees. Or actually, okay. No, maybe not.
Maybe just not checking where the creeps are heading.
No, maybe not.
Or at least, you know,
they're just grabbing the triangle.
They know it's a hard catch to get anyway.
The Apps are still chilling over here, just waiting to stop, maybe heading him at least when he does jump in. They're all set up on mid. They see Huntskin for a second.
He lays out the poison, gives up his position, and Secret collapse on him immediately. There's the DD rune as well down bottom. Certainly gives Secret tools to commit for the pit.
Yep. BKB on Limp now, though. So he has a much easier avenue to actually walk in and not have to worry about the threat of the Ravage. At the very least.
He's going to have to head in soon if they want to try and stop this.
They are TPing over. Niche is running over too now with a fresh DD picked up in the bottle.
Something again, the pit inside. It's getting low.
The Mako Fire. Gonna cover it pretty decently. Zai is getting low. They'll have to give some respect to it.
Yo, Green Dudes,
time for
something bad is happening.
Hansken to get back into the action, so they've got the full team ready. Roshan is very low. Secret themselves, they know that Alliance's heroes, they themselves can't really head into the pit and start hitting it. And only hero
They're gonna look for some information. Walking in with the blur.
Down. As soon as they get the vision, they jump immediately onto S4.
That's the best target they can get at the start of the fight. He's on a big team fight for Alliance. Zai.
He's ready to set it onto Hansken. Hansken to get taken out. 2 quick kills for Secret and Niche. He's got the setup for more Yules. The Remnant Limp. Getting first, they're holding back a little bit. They don't got the BKBs. It doesn't even matter. BKB ain't going to do anything anyway. With crits like that, as Matthew just jumps in, cuts off his head.
Just such a quick move. Just swing over, the ward gets placed down, and there's no hesitation. They just instantly jump because they saw the best target. They see the Monkey King, he is that team fight for Alliance to bring them together. And they do follow up, get the bat, get themselves Aegis.
Oh, yeah.
And it really does feel like it is just going to be Nico, baby, having to pull out some miracles.
he literally only did 2 instances of damage there, and both for a crit. He gets the crit on the dagger, and he jumps in, boom, first hit. Have another crit, sir.
Just PA thing.
Matu, master of the RNG here on this hero.
It feels like it happens every time, let's be honest. Playing versus PA.
Yeah, when you're
PA.
playing against it. Yeah, sometimes when I'm playing it, I have to check that I skilled the ult.
We're gonna fall over soon.
Well, hang on, where are these crits?
That is true. I do have to check your.
Dire structures are fortified.
Hey, I'll let you know. My 4-4-4-0 build will catch on one
is
day.
under attack.
One cut from Alliance.
Looking to set up. Zai still always has the Ravage ready. Alliance really trying to get themselves. Again.
The Ravage is out, and straight away the fight starts with a dead Monkey King. S4's down, Max is cleaning up the backlines and takes down Hansken. Nico, baby, will be able to get in a burst down Puppy, but that's it. That's all he's getting. He's not getting anything else out of this as they immediately surround him. It's a triple kill for Matu. As we do seem to be taking another page out of the book that was game 1.
Yep. This is just a really dominant showing from the Secret. No mercy really Alliance. And just the Nico baby getting all the space in the world from this.
That should help.
Alliance just can't fight. S4 every single time now has been jumped. Even when the fight went badly, right? As soon as they identify, as soon as they see the Monkey King, that's priority number 1 in these fights. If he doesn't get Wukongs off, Alliance has nothing in them.
I mean, why is this sort of ending up, being as hard as it is for S4? Is it just sort of that he is their only real front line, but at the same time,
Dire's middle tower is
hero-wise, this hero is not really kitted out to sort of get in there and face the brunt of the attack the Secret's bringing.
Dire's middle tower.
You answered your question yourself, yeah. He is the front line. He has to be the team fighter, but also the front liner, and they also don't have an initiator because they don't have the blink bat. And he took a long time to get BKB versus all of these disables that he has to worry about. These instant disables in particular. Rubik, Side Ravage, Aether Remnant, all very quick for her bat to deal. And I mean, Secret's just swinging across the map so quickly. The power of Coddle really does come into play too.
These items from Matu coming out at a ridiculous time. I mean, he's got 5k ahead of Nico, baby. It's just boom, Battle Crew, boom, Ags, boom, BKB. Oh, watch that. There's also a Basher on the courier, boom.
It really just does feel like Alliance can't do much.
FNG? Oh, no. Oh, good night. Good night, sir.
Godlike.
Godlike. 26 minutes in, Matu back on the same form that we saw in the game 1 drop.
Whoa! Oh, they messed up the shotgun.
They messed up the combo. As he's going to be able to pop the BKB and start killing them as he's in onto Hansken. As yeah, this is getting a little messy. Like they're throwing in buybacks. Are they going to be able to turn it? They're dragging him in with the lasso. They're able to get him down Mata half HP, but Mata, he's still good to go. He's in on the West Fort. The bashes are there.
Listen to
As that was not how it was supposed to go there for Alliance.
Oh no, and they get Nico Baby as well. He's gonna deal with the retreat. He is not. That might be where you call it.
That was a rough one. I mean, to be fair, he had the Aegis. So let's say they don't, throw that combo completely out the window and lead it in with a disruption E-Blade. Oops, we've used everything at the same time.
Dire's bottom.
Then they kill him once. He's probably going to kill them anyway afterwards. So maybe they can find some sort of respite in the fact that even if they had landed that combo, they probably would have still lost the fight.
I think it's those desperate moves where you want to just try to get anything you can. You don't get anything to kill, reset the fight as Limp tries to let some stuff out on the map. And
well, at least we got an exciting game.
Wait, don't sweat. Dire's bottom.
So, kudos to Secret for giving us that. Game 1 and Game 3 was Secret back to business. As it seems that this game, quite like the first game, seems pretty impossible right now for Alliance.
wait a minute. Oh, okay. I was like, I'm so confused. How does Morphling have Aether Remnant? He stole it from the Morphling. How does Rubik have Aether Remnant? He stole it from the Morphling when he turned into it. Yeah, so you could. This one has. They've just had full control, really. It's like just these Ravage spread of their team fight has been too much. The Batrider feels like he had to own the lane.
He's under tier 4. He's ready to go. He's able to take down Hanskin. He posts the BKB. He's going to look towards Limp. Nico Baby's going to stand into the PA. As the age is timed out, but Secret, they're keeping tabs of that. Matu's starting to back away. Elias desperately trying to chase in with the E-Blade, but he's off to the side. Gonna dagger down Ice Path as well. They're moving in onto Matu. Can they kill this PA? No.
He's jumping away.
He's away once more. Over towards Puppy. He goes. Matu's out. Now they're ready to turn. Woo! Matu's back in. Ravage out. Epzai is ready to go for more. There's the backup required as they jump in on the West 4. And Wukong's command comes immediately to an end. As it's getting messy.
Into the forward staff. Okay,
they're going in.
As well.
They're going in deep here under the tier 4s. Middle town. They've got the control on Nico Baby. Playing around with his morph. He's trying to get back towards his fountain. They're not going to let him. They're not going to let him. As Matu's in with the bashes, they're calling it. They want the pain to end here, Alliance. Game 3. It was another game 1 hit. As Secret just coming out on another level. And just never a chance in this game, it seemed, for Alliance. Never a chance at all.
It seemed like when, we saw the Monkey King doing well in the lane, he was having a great start, and then when he dies the 2 times, it just becomes, it really does feel like that. As the mid matchup, I think maybe